All right, shalom. All praises to the Most High, Yehovah, Yehoshua. This is sounds from YYBY. So today, I'm gonna show you my setup, how I record artists. I don't try so many ways, man. Through my 21 years, I don't try many things. Um, I learn from other people, and I begin to realize like you have to set up something the way you work and what makes sense to you or how you do things and why you do it. So many people caught up in, yo, you have to do it this way. This is industry standard. Fuck all that. You can go back and listen to records back in the day and they was industry standard and they don't even sound better than the records today, but they have more soul. That's the difference. But in this music thing, right, I'm going to get to the point. Cause I know a lot of people like to talk a lot. I'm going to get straight to the point. But anyway, but the point is that do what makes sense, what's comfortable for you when it comes to setting up your intake, how you record. There's no right or wrong way. Whatever you set up, just in the end of the day, make sure that the end results is sound good. All right, so now, with me, I got a 24 track setup in Reason. Got the beat, and I got 24 tracks. Now, the reason why I got my 24 tracks, matter of fact, hold on. Then 24 tracks, not only that, I have 3 reverb. Well, this is the basic, but I changed them around. I got 3 reverbs, an echo, saturation knob, and a unison, right? So when I go to my mixer, these are my sends. You know, I send to the tracks and everything. You know, artists might say, hey, you know, I want a little bit of reverb on my vocals. Boom. Tweak it up right quick. Put a little reverb on there. Maybe delay, sometimes not really, but normally it's just reverb. Sometimes I put a little bit of unison if they're doing the hook. Unison make it sound more thick, got that certain sound to it. I love that unison, man. It's tough, man. Actually, I love all the plugins and Reasons, the kids are not. I mean, yeah, Reason got their little bugs and everything. They need to fix that stuff. Like, y'all got to get it together, real rap. Man, but anyway. So, on my beat track, I have the volume down low. Because a lot of the times artists come in with the instrumentals and they already loud. They master, they mix and master, so they loud. So you don't want the vocals, because if the beat loud, it'll overpower the vocals. So you want this down low. So when they say, hey, well, turn my vocals, turn the beat up. Okay, then you can raise it. But if they say turn the overall song sound up, you know, and your vocals is already set perfect, then what you do, you just raise this up. I got this set, the control room. You raise this up, or sometimes what I do, I go to the limiter and I turn this up because I have a limiter on my output because I don't want none of this to peak. I got this set perfectly. So every time they record their vocals, the vocals would fit perfectly with the track when we play it back. So when they want me to turn something up or turn something down, or the music too low or too loud, it's either, you know, I go to the headphone volume, or I go to my output right here, or I got an option I can go to my master control room level. But the point is, this would never peak because of the limiter that I have. I don't want it to peak. Even though I get it, yes, I have a limiter on my output. Because sometimes when I'm finished recording the vocals, I want to hear it loud. so I can get the vibe of it, and it won't distort. I don't have to change the volume of anything else that I'm recording right here. Now, as I'm going with the mixing and recording and everything, I might turn some of the ad libs down. They might do overdubs. I might turn that down a little bit, match it, blend it a little bit, pan a little bit left and right, A, B, and C, and D as I'm going. Because I'm kind of mixing as I go. I like a little small little pre-mix, because a lot of the times artists, when they go home, I tell them, say, listen, don't be too quick to get this song mixed. Go home and listen to it, because you get ear fatigue. And sometimes what you're hearing in the studio at that time, because you're repeating yourself over and over and over, you're recording over and over and over, you get ear fatigue. So sometimes music tell you a lie. That's why the first takes is the best takes is the first takes, the fresh ones when you first come in. But a lot of artists say, I want to do it over. They feel like they just super confident they can do it over. All right, cool. We'll keep that first take anyway, because you might go back to it. So half of the artists say, nah, I just want to go get it mixed. I say, all right, cool. I'm in the mixing process. They already paid me to do the mixing process. They go home. They call me the next day while I'm doing the mixing process. Yo, man, I want to come back and do it over. Great. That's cool. But I told you, yeah, you're right, man. Certain parts I was listening to, it wasn't sounding right, A, B, C, and D. I said, yeah, I told you, because you get ear fatigue when you playing music over and over with these headphones. You're doing so many takes. You get tired, So the point is, I do like a small little pre-mix when I send it to them, so they can hear it, they can feel the vibe. Normally it's just loud, really, levels, decent, where they can kind of get an idea of how their music might sound. All right, so I keep it simple when it's coming in. Now, on each one of these tracks, on each one of my vocal tracks, I have a little bit of compression, light compression. I have it on, have it fast, have a little bit of light compression. Okay. I also have the gate on. Some people are like, yo, why you record with the gate? Because I'm nice like that. I record with the gate. Because why? It stops all the white noise. It stops. Sometimes people don't want to hear all the white noise in the vocals. So one guy said, hey, well, you wouldn't hear the white noise if your volume of your mic wasn't so loud. Actually, he was right. So my mic volume on my audio interface is low. It's like around 22 dB. So most people record higher than that on they volume on their audio interface. Me, I bring it in. I start it low on the volume on on my audio interface. I start the volume low, because not too low, but around 22 dB or 20 dB. So when they get loud, it don't peak. So what I do on my audio track, I go right here to the gain and I turn my gain up. As you can see, all the gain is up high on every track. So I'm bringing that extra volume back in. So when I use the gate still stop that quiet, that noise, that hissing, that all that quiet stuff. I don't record in a booth. So when I record, it's all in one room. The room is isolated, but it's all in one room, so I can deal with the artist more. The artist can see everything more. And sometimes people sitting in here, we got the TV up there. The TV be off, but sometimes I have like the fan, the studio fan with the AC fan on. But even when they talk a little bit, even when they friends talk a little bit, the gate set so perfectly, it don't pick that up. Or maybe I might, press a button or something like that. Or matter of fact, even better, like sometimes artists don't understand that sometimes they like to record with their headphone one off their ear, which I try to school them to. Because sometimes you want to listen to yourself in the headphone and then take one off and listen to yourself through the mic. That can help you rap better. But what they do, they have the headphone this way. So all that feedback and bleed is going through the mic when they should just sit back, cuff it behind the ear when the sound don't really bleed. But even if it bleed a little bit, the gate will stop all that. You won't hear it because I got it set perfectly. And so when I do edit my vocals, I don't have to do too much work because the gate is already on each track. You feel me? Because in Reasons, you don't have an option that's called what is called in Studio One. It's called silence. I think it's silence, select silence, or what it does is that you strip silence. That's what it's called, strip silence. And you set it a certain way and it delete all the information at a certain volume that's between the vocals. All that empty space between the vocals, it deleted out. All right, now on my beat track, what I do, normally I have this EQ already ready. And what I do on the instrumental, I put like a dip somewhere in this area based on what track it is. In this area, I put a dip. Sometimes I go low. Sometimes I go too low. Sometimes I go a little bit. And what this do, it helped the vocals to sit out more in the track because they already panned they beat and record they beat and mixed it their liking. Okay. Now on the mixer, when I drop that beat wave in, this turned into stereo, right? The blue button right here. So I expand and make that beat wide, so the vocals can still sit in the vocals can sit in the beat more. Spread the beat wide, and the vocals sit in the middle, so you kind of getting like a visual how you want it to sound. Sometimes it sound good, sometimes it don't. It's based on how the beat is mixed and everything. Now I have the master compressor already on to make everything, give it that glue vibe as I go. It make it sound glued up already as I go. So I'm already getting the idea how it might sound. So I got, this is all the basic, right? So now once I'm done, I'm in the mixing process. That's when I start putting certain effects on the track. I use these to send certain things to the tracks based on how it sound. If I want to put a delay on the vocals and I want the delay to play different, then that's when I go to the rack and put a delay on it. The same EQ that's on the mixer track right here, the same EQ right here, if I need to add another extra EQ to the vocals to give it more life and everything, even though this EQ on this track, this simple EQ, man, this thing is a mark. It sound good, man. They sleeping on this. When you turn this thing on and raise those highs right here, it bring those highs of those vocals out. Any instrument, anything, it really sound good than any EQ I use. Now it's a lot of good EQs out there, but even third parties, but I don't use the third parties no more. Like I use all stock stuff, and some doors I use the stock stuff is pros and cons to them, but it's end of the day, it's all about what you know. So, but this thing sound good. But when I'm mixing, if I need to add another EQ to it, I go to the, here and I go get the channel EQ or the channel dynamics. Better yet, mixing vocals, I get my MBC multi-band compressor. I get my multi-band compressor. I put that on the vocals. This thing right here, hold up. Let me show you something. This deesser right here, man, fellas, man. This is the best deesser I ever used. Because Reason don't come with no deesser. You have to, they got it rigged up like with the compressors and everything. I kid you not. This thing sound good. I use the headsets in Studio One and different DAWs. And Studio One compressor, the headset is decent. Every other DAW, man, the headsets ain't really all that, man. You have to get a stock John. I mean, not a stock John, but you got to get a third party one. But this one right here, this thing is nice. It really cut them S's, man, them hisses and all that, the semblance. It really cut it. It really make it sound good, man. Then I got the Omega Master Clipper for certain things. And then sometimes, like, for example, like if I want to take a certain part in the beat completely out, like in the beat, or like if it's a certain part that I want to take completely out, or because sometimes, okay, let me say it in a better way. Sometimes, man, artists would come with beats that's not really properly mixed. They decent, but they not really like that. So that means I got to help the beat. I got to help it until they send me. I got to make it sound decent for recording process. And that's when this MBQ right here come in handy sometimes. You might want to cut a certain part completely out. No, not too much, but this really cuts something out. When you use a regular EQ, it don't cut it out, but it kind of just remove it a little bit. But this really cut something out in that band. So you cut something out. What it does, if like an instrument might be too high, or a snare or hat, and it's interfering with the vocals, I just cut it down some, and it really make a difference. I mean, so on my input, if they need auto tune, I bring the auto tune in, and yes, the auto tune will be on each track. Whatever track the artist want to rap on, they want to sing on, the auto tune will be on each track. And you really can't put you can get away with putting the auto tune on every track in Reason, because they Neptune is pretty decent and the CPU is not CPU intensive. But when I'm using the other auto tune made by Antares, and you think I'm gonna put this on all these tracks, yeah, right, you're gonna get a lot of crackling before you even get the song done. You won't be able to finish the song, because some artists, they auto tune crazy, man. And you can't sit and say, no, I can't get it done. No, this is business. We can get it done. They want to auto-tune on the ad-libs. They want to auto-tune on hook. They want to auto-tune on vocals. They want to auto-tune on everything. They just auto-tuned out. But you got to provide what they like. They vision. You got to bring their vision to life. That's what it's about. It's nothing personal. So when an artist come in, you can't sit here and say, oh, nah, I can't do that. No, you got to have everything available. What you got? This is business. So, oh yeah, before I record the vocals, when I bring the beat in, I get the tempo of the beat and I get the notes of the beat. So for example, let's say I go to, I'm gonna go to my folder, my music, and I have instrumentals. You know what? I'm not using one of the instrumentals. I'm just drag it in. So I'm gonna just drag it in right here. And so once I drop this in, I get the tempo of it. Everybody know that. I right click and I go to pitch, I go to pitch and I find a note of the song. Once I do that, I control Z. And once I get the note of the song on the beat, I put A major. Boom. Put A major. So now I know what I'm dealing with. So when I want to use the auto tune, I already got the notes of the music, the main key or the root key of this beat. So that's small things that I do. And some of the things I already explained, a lot of engineers, they already on that. They already know what time it is. But this is really for the fresh heads, man. Like the newcomers, man. Because the old heads, the older people that's been doing this for a long time, they already kind of stuck to what they do. And they do things different. So I definitely get it. I understand. If you have any questions, Hit me up. This is YYBY.